Yo, yo. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I hope this day finds you well. Welcome to Vinyl Junkies Radio, VJ Radio. The afternoon shows means the old man's gonna listen to something or other. Full album. And looking forward to doing this one, actually. Old man will listen to Ghost. How do you pronounce this goddamn thing? Meliora? Where's the name? Put the name down. Why isn't the titles working right now? Producer, can I ask you a question? What, did you wake up late? Why isn't the title up there? How are the people supposed to know? How are the people supposed to know if you don't give them a title? You know you're a fucking producer, right, Polam? You know this. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. My producer's a fucking nitwit. I'm sorry. My producer's the fucking best, is what he is. You understand? My boy for life. I'm looking forward to it. Ghost. This was sent into the archive by my man Sean, Drive-By Trucker. And the way he did it is he got it at my record store. You guys know, anyone that tunes in with any regularity know that
Sean.
I do buy records from everywhere type of thing, but I make a weekly order at my local store. Au 33 Tours. There's the link, right? And basically anybody, I get the question very often, hey Sam, especially to those who listen to this show in the evenings, who listen to the regular virus broadcasts. 608 days in a row today? Motherfucker, I've been going nearly 2 months straight. Respect my game. And so there's those of you that listen, we got a really amazing community. Obviously, I think you all know that. And I get asked often, hey Sam, can I send some records? Hey Sam, can I get you some records? And what they do, often, if it's a new record, is they'll just go to Au Tour, my store. They'll get a 5%, and the store puts these records aside for me. So what you do is you just put a little note and say, okay, this is for Vinyl Junkies. And they throw it into my orders, you understand? So I wasn't even expecting it. I get my box last week, and this is in it. It's like, oh shit. I don't remember if Sean, Drive-By Trucker, told me before I got it or not. I don't recall. But I got it and it was a surprise to me. It's like, oh shit, I didn't buy this. And Trucker, hey, you got the record or not? I'm there, yeah, man, I got the record. Awesome, thank you. Goes, he wanted to request something off of it. It's like, nope, saving it for old man. Want to do an old man of this. Now, this is not to say that I'm not familiar with Ghost. I am familiar with Ghost. I've seen him live. I've seen him live twice. I saw him opening for Iron Maiden. I saw him opening for Mastodon. I don't know any of their records, though. And if you asked me to pick, a song or something, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to listen to this all the way through. I'm not going to recognize a thing. Okay? Now, preconceptions, there are no preconceptions because I know it. It's not like I'm not familiar. I'm familiar. And I'm a lifelong metalhead, so, Now, you guys, a lot of you, my favorite album of theirs, I've heard this. Like, one of their 2 best records and all this. I've heard all of it, okay? And I know that they're a fairly big deal with metalheads. Now, me, personally, I saw him twice, and I gotta say, I got pretty tired of the show. So I hear you guys saying, oh, they put on a great show. To me, I don't know, man. It's the same shit over and over again. He comes out, he does this. He fucking walks around with the fucking incense and frankincense and makes everything smell, and then he does a little bit more of this. King Diamond at least fucking tried to tell a story on stage. You know? Iron Maiden, Bruce Dickinson, tries to tell a story on stage. They understand the stage as theater. This guy, I find, I mean, the whole thing is really a one-trick pony. So in other words, what it is that I'm saying is, if you take the guy, Papa Emeritus, right? You take that guy and take him out of his uniform. Take him out of his thing. And his uniform works. The whole Papa Emeritus thing, it works. It's a great visual, right? But what I'm saying is, take that human being out of that character. That human being. Is this somebody who I think puts on a particularly good show? No. No. I found there was no theater, really. I found it was the same damn thing. All the way through. And I seen him twice. So is that to say that I'm bored or I don't like them? No, that's not what I'm saying. What it is that I'm saying is that I've seen him live twice, and I haven't seen anything. As a metalhead, there was nothing about those two performances that ever made me want to buy a record. Ever. So it's not by mistake that I don't have Ghost records. It's, I never cared enough. Now again, this does not mean that I don't like it. I know it. Okay? And if anything, for me personally, watching the show probably made it even worse. Because the music might be better, the music might be more complex, the music might be more varied, but the one-dimensional aspect of the live show and those fucking half-dozen tricks that he pulls out of his bag and spends 45 minutes fucking doing, if anything, that probably tempered the way it is that I would feel. You know? Would I ever go watch them live as a headliner? No. Nah. I mean, unless I suddenly get all the records and I like them. So you see, to me, that's where I start. I start with the records. If I like the records, then I go watch the show. So Drive-By Trucker says this might be a Flaming Lips or Father John Misty experience, where I like the music more than the persona. Sure. Yeah, but that's exactly it. That's why, for me, doesn't deter me. I'm looking forward to this. I'm legit looking forward to listening to this record. It doesn't deter me. I am absolutely open ears. I mean, I can't stand Father John Misty. I don't like the persona. I love the music. I can't stand Wayne Coyne. Don't like the persona. The music I like. You know what I mean? And you got to be able to separate that. And you know what? The artist has a right to fucking portray whatever it is that they want. So, I know a lot of people talk about this record. I know that they seem to have a chord. But for me, I mean, you know that I run and ran a Facebook community that's got like 26,000 members in it. So I've seen this record come up over and over and over again. But I have my influencers when it comes to music. You know what I'm talking about? How many of you guys belong to communities online type of thing? Do you know what I'm talking about? Having your influencers. In other words, let's say through this community, you know that people through their musical taste, and based on their musical taste, and it's the same thing with forums. You post albums and stuff like that. You know whose opinion you will trust more for music, who gets you and who doesn't get you. Okay, so I have my influencers. You guys are my influencers. You guys are my influencers. But the people who have put up the Ghost records are not the kind of people that would ever move me to buy a record. Frankly, the people who like Ghost seem like the poser metal guys. You know? Like the people who gotta wear the medal as a badge of honor type of thing. Listen, they're all out being posers. And I'm not saying it for everybody. Listen, everybody does their own thing. Everyone's wearing a uniform, I guess, right? And I've worn the fucking uniform. But I think the image for me takes away rather than enhances. And that's absolutely not because I don't enjoy theater. Have you ever seen Watain live? Have you ever seen King Diamond live? You know what I mean? Am I somebody that you would take a musical opinion from? How many of you, if I knew you personally, and I told you, look, this record, you got to check it out. How many of you would buy the record based on this? Or our tastes, are they too different to be able to do that? Okay. See, because to me, it wouldn't take me better. I wouldn't feel like I wasn't doing my job if you don't listen to what I have to say. It just means that you don't connect with me on that level, and I'm not connecting with you on the same level. To me, when I talk about influencer personally, my personal thing, who can tell me, Sam, buy this and I'll go out and I'll buy the record without having heard a note? Who can do that? Who has done that? Chubbs, you're one of them. I bought King Woman blind based on what you told me. Whoever it is that spoke highly of lingua ignota, and Chubbs again comes in again. You guys sold me on lingua ignota. You know? And I like that. Now, how many of you do not know this record? How many of you know this record? Let's see what the split is. YouTube people, can I get a few likes? Can we get those likes up to 20? What do you say? What do you say? Do it for rock and roll. Let's get those likes up to 20. Go, 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 go. You can do it, Mr. Motivator. You can do it. Raphaël, ça va-tu bien, toi? Ça va-tu bien? My friend Raphael from France, with all of his family. Purple Haze, complete unknown. Ah, okay, so Poseidon says he doesn't know this record, but you have a ghost record. Okay. I thought that you'd be somebody who would know it. Tobias knows it. I'm pretty sure that I've seen this tour. Does this tour, I'll tell you right now, does this tour, if anybody can just coincide the dates, this album was released, what, in 2015? Does that coincide with Mastodon's The Hunter, the Red Album? If it coincides with Mastodon the Hunter, then I saw this exact tour. Right? All right, Lars, well, I'm going to start with one album and see what I think, okay? Let me ask you something. Who wants to buy me a coffee? I've been liking the micro transaction shit. What I mean is somehow the dollar tips feel like they mean something. I make jokes and you guys just kind of like play along and shit, but to me it's a fun way to be a part of the show. Involved, doesn't cost much, and it keeps us going, you know? So, I want to say thank you to all of you for making it so that I could do this for the rest of my fucking life, because I'm never going to give up, you understand? I'm going to keep working, because hanging out with you guys, listening to music together in community, there ain't nothing better. Nothing. Now, new people, if there are any. If there are any new people, if you like what we do, consider becoming a patron. You can join us for as little as $2 or $5 a month at patreon.com/vinyljunkies. You see? All right. Am I ready? Is that going to wind up being like the shortest pregame? You guys are not giving me good pregame to fucking play. I'm not seeing any... Look at that. You see? Can I tell you something, trucker? This motherfucker paid for the record. Okay? He paid for it. And he just put in $10 because he understands the experience. In other words, do you understand something? And this could be just the way it is that I feel about things. The community, we're close. Gladic. Same that. What's the deal with $3.41, you maniac? Okay? You look at these people, and for me, because we hang out with each other monthly, yo! Gustafsson! Porco Dio! Look who it is, it's fucking Gustafsson! The fucking ghost of Finland past! Where the fuck have you been? This fucking guy, what, you're too busy now? I know you a long time, motherfucker, you got time! Where have you been? Because there's a close-knit community. So I know you guys, I hang out, I know your characters, I know your music, you guys know me. When you do something like you just did, so Purple Haze drops a $5, to me I feel like you're buying me a drink. You understand? Sean? Drive-by trucker? This guy, I already know that. You have to understand that when you do that for me, if you're like that, what I see is that if you go into a restaurant, you're the kind of guy that would pick up a check. So for me, basically, what it is that you did is something better than buy me dinner, a cheap dinner. A cheap dinner, drive-by trucker. $30 doesn't take you far, but it's okay. I'm a cheap date. I'm a cheap fucking date. I like hot dogs. You can get a lot of hot dogs for $30. What it is that it means is that the dude, you go out, let's say to a fucking West Indian restaurant, you get a roti, you get a fucking nice, a nice plate of kalaloo, right? You get yourself a red stripe, a nice meal, a side order of fucking jerk chicken and shit. All right? Somebody like Sean, what does he do? He picks up the fucking bill. What, you think I don't know that that's what it is, dude? I know how this works. You guys are appreciated. I just spoke to Chubbs earlier today, and I've been like really, I wouldn't say pushing it, okay? But like just saying it just enthusiastically because now I'm beginning to think of our trip to San Francisco. Thanks to Gladic 159, Maniac. So, if you look at the banner that I just put up, newbies, you might not know this already, and I mean this for new patrons also. But if you're new patrons, I might have something exciting. Those of you who are dying to maybe travel and you do feel like a part of this community, it's like I've said, I don't just say it. You are part of the community. There's a family of choice thing happening here, and we do it on music, right? Well, we're going to be meeting each other. We're going to be seeing each other the first weekend in March 4th to the 7th. As a matter of fact, my understanding is that on March 4th, the Friday, The Sword will be performing in San Francisco with Zombie. And if that's the case, chances are that I'm going to be going to that show. And we're going to be going to that show. But I'm going to begin referencing this a lot simply because I don't hide when I have an affection for somebody. When I like somebody and I want to hang out with them, I let them know. You know? So yeah, I'm a snob. On the other hand, I think I choose people pretty carefully. I think I'm happy with the people that I choose to have around me. And the point I'm trying to make is that just earlier I was talking to Chubbs. I was asking him, hey dude, do you smoke pot? He said, yeah, socially. I don't really buy some at home or anything, but I smoke. So, okay, well, know that if you come down to San Francisco, I got you for the entire fucking weekend. And that's basically what it is that I'm gonna do. Exactly that. Why? Because it's what you contribute. So I'm definitely gonna come in with at least a fucking ounce. Know it. Know it. And I don't buy the fucking garbage weed. I buy good weed. I like good weed. If I don't buy shit for me, I don't buy shit for others either. It's not like I'm gonna buy fucking 3 grams of good shit that I'm gonna give you guys the garbage, the fucking stems. Dirt weed. I hate dirt weed. I was saying that. It's just, I understand wanting to give to somebody. It's a best. Thing is when I get that shit, wherever it is, because I'm going to research it before. I'm going to try to find my strain. I'm going to try to get it right. I'm going to say it right away with the proviso that people who are not regular pot smokers should not smoke my pot. I have seen too many people faint. I've seen too many people get fucking just downed by my weed and my edibles. My wife thought she was gonna die. I gave her a 20 milligram edible. She thought she was gonna die. She wanted me to call the fucking ambulance. I'm not kidding. Sam, call the ambulance. I think I'm dying. What are you dying? You're high. Sit down. Fucking Blumpkin. That dude had fucking incapacitated him for 24 hours. 24 fucking hours. Out! These experiences have taught me, Sam, there's a certain percentage of your blood that's pure THC. You shouldn't be sharing your drugs with everybody. My shit's always 20 plus, man. 24, 25% THC. But for me, it's a matter of finding the right weed. So sometimes it's not just about having high THC. You know? So, but I kind of research it. And I would be okay to, like, do 2 different things, right? So I'm a sativa guy. Like, I'm fucking sativa right now. I took a 70 mil. You know how it is that a 20 milligram edible, I told you, made my wife think she was dying and basically incapacitated Blumpy? I have taken 3.5 times that dose right now. I got 70 fucking milligrams going through me, and I smoked pot. You understand? I could drive a fucking helicopter right now. You understand? I can drive a helicopter through a fucking train tunnel. Grand Theft Auto style. But I've seen people faint. I've seen people fucking blow chunks everywhere. Everything fucks it up. So I'm not doing it anymore. There's some people I know that, you know, I don't want people to have a bad time. I don't want people to have a bad time. You know? On the other hand, people like drinking. See me? I don't drink. I don't drink much. I drink. I like drinking. I'll have a beer. You know? But I'm not one of those guys who's going to have 6 beers. I'm not one of those guys. 10 beers. 12 beers. I was. But I prefer smoking pot. Are new people completely disappointed that we're not getting straight to Ghost and that I'm just talking to you like we were all in a room? Right? I know people who listen to the show for the first time. It's like, what's the deal? All right. I think I might be ready for this. The heart is in the music, the soul is in the pregame. Yeah. I just like, again, for me, there's this feeling of community that we have together. So if I just played the music and we're in and out, Well, we're not really hanging out, are we? I want to hang out with you. I want to talk to you. I want to respond to comments. Because we connect that way. You know? Yeah, you see Gustafsson. He's a vodka guy. I would never fucking try to even keep up with guys like that. Guys like that are going to hammer me. Because it's not my thing. It's not my thing. Pot, on the other hand, no fucking problem. No problem whatsoever. You give me mushrooms, I'm beautiful. I'm golden. You know what I'm saying? All right. We ready for this? Sam, will you give the new Aesop and Blockhead LP a listen after it comes out this Friday? Once I get it on LP, the answer would be yes. The sooner I get it, the better. I haven't ordered it, though. I haven't pre-ordered or anything like that. I don't pre-order a lot of stuff because pre-ordering means I got to pay shipping here, shipping there. And if I start pre-ordering one record at a time from every vendor, I'm going to get fucked on shipping. And I know that you guys know what I'm talking about. So it's all really nice and good to say buy directly from the label. I support all of that. But the problem is that when I do that, the label can only sell me the label's records. And then I got to go to another label for another. And I'm paying shipping here and I'm paying shipping there and I'm paying. I don't want to fucking pay shipping my whole day. You understand? So what it is that I do is I buy from my record store. My record store ships from the distributor, fucking pays the duty fees. By the time it's here, I know what the price is. Boom. Paid. Done. No fucking problem. You know? My store, if I spend over $80, which I do every week, free shipping. So, it's a system that works for me. What are we going to do? Sam, do you take breaks from weed? Not really. No, I don't take breaks from weed. I don't feel like I need breaks from weed. On the other hand, you know, I think you guys might be surprised to know that I'm not fucking stoned 24/7. It's not like I'm stoned all the time. I'm simply not. I get high during the show. When I have to do things, sometimes I'll get high, but it's not like I have to be high 24/7. Not at all. Answer your question. But the deal is that yes, when you take a break, you can take even a short break, 2 weeks and stuff. 2 weeks, I mean 2 days. When you take that first hit after 2 days off, it hammers. I mean, I've done it, but nah, I like it too much. I like the taste, and frankly, the reason I don't take breaks is because it's medicine for me. I'm bipolar. I mean, I've done this show for what, 607 straight days now? So, marijuana and THC has clearly not sapped me of my motivation. 608 today. And it's pretty good for creatives, I find. You know? I function with it. Simple as that. It's my medicine. It works. It puts my head right. You know, long before marijuana was legal, long before, one of the earliest advocates of legal marijuana was Louis Armstrong. Louis Armstrong, wherever he was, he wanted to make sure that he had weed. Louis Armstrong was even quoted as saying at one point, you know, no, man, I don't want to fucking do this without weed. I don't want to live without it. If you can get a doctor to just give me a prescription for it. This is decades before where we are now. 60s. You know? Which is weird because your buddy is bipolar and weed makes him manic. It depends what kind of weed. I mean, Every strain will do different things to you. I mean, my friend has some weed that he smokes. He calls it tennis weed because he smokes it right before working out. He smokes it before going and play tennis with friends or something like that. There's other weed that relaxes you so much, indicas especially, is just you're glued to the couch. Glued. I don't like those. You know, those help you sleep, those take away pain, and all a bunch of other things. Me? So it all depends, you know. I like where Ghost is heading to, the throwback to the old school metal, releasing themed albums, etc. I don't know what that means yet, Tobias. My understanding is that Ghost did an album that's somewhat electronic, so I'm kind of curious. And I'm going completely on memory, not having heard it or anything, just I remember past discussions. And it seemed like that was an album that the fans were split on. You know? The last album, I don't know which one, but there's one album that's like a sellout album. The sellout album. What's the sellout album? And every band gets accused of selling out. What's the sellout album? For Metallica, it's the Black Album. That's the sellout album. Some will say Justice, but Black. What other bands have the sellout album? Judas Priest. When Turbo came out, sellout record. I loved it. You know? Mastodon, their sellout record. Probably The Hunter, but I like him. I like it. I'm not sure that I buy with all of that. You know what I mean? Gojira's Fortitude is the sellout album. Yeah, listen, to me, that's all a bunch of nonsense. A band can play whatever the fuck they want. Selling out to what? Selling out to ideals, a person's ideals that you don't even you're in no position to know? Selling out to your ideals? How is that selling out? Those are your fucking ideals. The artist has different ideals. What's the artist supposed to do? Listen to your ideals or his? If the artist is listening to your ideals over his own, then he's a sellout. Then he's a fucking sellout. And exactly, people equate selling out with popular. Bullshit. Iron Maiden fucking sells out stadiums wherever they go. They put out a prog record. One of my favorite records this year. Prog. Straight prog rock. So, if you have any respect for art, and if you have any respect for the process of art, you understand that art will not stay static. If you stay static, that's one thing. So, be real to yourself, whatever that means, man. Now, I think I am ready to start this damn thing. I'm going to go pick up this Mastodon record off Amazon. Hopefully I get it delivered. In stock on November 13th. What are we today? The 10th? All right. Side 1. Smoke them if you got them, all right? You don't mind if I have a smoke with you? You don't mind, do you? Of course you don't. I should be getting a box of records today. If I get them in the middle of the show, maybe we'll do something after the show. If not, tune in tonight and they'll be there. Where are we at right now? Wow, small crowd. You see, it's funny because I was actually wondering, like when I do these, I never know who's going to show up and who doesn't show up. Is a band popular, quote unquote, or not? And I'm always surprised when the band's really popular. Yeah, T-Buck says Hushed and Grim is actually really good. Yeah, dude, I'm counting on it. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. All right, folks. Why don't we dig in? I'm going to grab a seat, enjoy my coffee here. Thank you for all of you that left a tip. It's appreciated. To me, It's like you bought me a coffee, you bought me a beer, you smoked me on a joint, and it's appreciated. It's what keeps our show going. So I answer to you, you know? You're my audience. This is who I do it for you guys. New people, if you like the show, join the conversation. Become a patron for as little as $2 or $5 a month at patreon.com/vinyljunkies. We'll welcome you at the break. You understand? All right, folks, get your ear holes ready. Get yourself something tasty to drink. And find something comfortable to sit in or on. Maybe someone you love. You can sit on someone you love. That could be a lot of fun. All right, let's do this. Family bong, friends! It's time! Yeah. Yeah, I loved that. I can absolutely see where all the controversy could come up surrounding this band. I listened to me. As I was listening to that, I was okay. There was metal and stuff like that, but I was listening to it with prog ears as well, and thinking pretty regularly of bands like Genesis, Marillion, Dream Theater. Just Dream Theater is way more, I don't know. I liked it. I mean, this is really nicely arranged. I think metalheads sometimes I think are afraid of melody, and it's just he sings melodiously. I think the marketing of this band and the way they present themselves immediately lends itself to perhaps misunderstandings, because it's not supposed to be Slayer. To me, it's pop almost. Yeah, you see, when you say a lot of great ABBA influence, that's exactly, I mean, this is a band that's very clearly unafraid to just go with a lick. You know? Go with a really catchy hook. They're not afraid to harmonize. So, that immediately is going to fly in the face of a lot of metalheads who just basically listen to metal for the aggression. Fair game. But there's different types of metal. Frankly, like I said, to me, I hear it more as a prog album than I hear it as a metal album. I mean, I'm going to do something that I haven't before, but I'm going to offer you guys an album side after this because it's a shorter record. If you guys put up $60, we're $60 short, I will play side one of this record here. I don't know how many of you have already heard this record, but if I'm showing it to you, it's because this Ghost record reminds me of it. And if I'm offering this as a crowd fund, it's simply because I want to give you a little bit more. And number two, because it's a fucking heater of a record. If you like what you've just heard with Ghost and everything, then you want to hear side one of the Death-Defying Unicorn by Motorcycle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to accumulate all the tips and keep you guys informed, see where we're at. And once we hit a $60 mark, if we do, you're going to unlock an extra 20, 25 minutes of music, 30 minutes of music. Actually, it's a long side. Is that worth it? You guys are going to let me know. We're calculating. We're 60 short. So what I'll do is I'll use this, and once we hit 100, even though it's not like that, just use that, and if we get there, it'll be a pleasure. Okay. Why don't I talk about the quality of the record here? If you enjoy the show, by the way, give it a thumbs up on YouTube. Where are my YouTubers at? 30 viewers, 26 likes. Come on, man. Should be real damn easy to get that up. I'm sure it will be. So, give the video a like. We're having a good time, aren't we? If you like what we do, you'll see that the community's fairly tight-knit. We know each other here. It's not just a show. I try to put on something that feels like a little bit of an event, a reason for us to just get together and chat and be friendly towards each other and share our common love of music. And I gotta say, it's worked. This community is awesome. So, for those of you who are new to it, or lurkers, let this be your personal invite to join a community I'm very proud of. Become a patron for as little as $2 or $5 a month at patreon.com/vinyljunkies. All right. Is it going to be a bad idea to try to do this motorcycle? Well, is there even an interest in the motorcycle? I mean, look, I'm trying new ideas, right? If you guys don't want to listen to the motorcycle, then don't tip. I'm just trying to give you something extra for it. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to figure out the format that delivers the maximum value while letting me do what I do. You guys don't mind that I try out new things, do I? Ultimately, the success or failure always depends on you. And the way I see it is if you like it, then it works. And if you don't like it, maybe it doesn't work. Or maybe I got to keep working at it. That's a big part of the gonzo of this show, man. The fact that I am unabashedly not trying to be anything but someone who's trying to work at his craft. Somebody who absolutely faces the shortcomings, faces the fact that I still have a lot to learn, but I am dedicated to my art. I am dedicated to this. I think I am past the apprentice stage, but I am not a master yet. I'm easily 6,000 hours away from being a master. So, you guys don't mind if I try different ideas? So anybody that wants to hear some motorcycle, $5 at a time, let's see if we can raise this $60. The link is there? The link's already there, you see it. All right. In the meanwhile, I'm going to tell you what I think of this record. Okay. Edges. Yeah, the edges aren't, analog productions or anything like that, but they're good. This is actually a pretty clean edge. I'd give the edge a 9.5 out of 10. But in terms of finish, I'd have to take out another half point because there's a little bit of, flash in the middle. Flash is excess vinyl, okay? And that makes the spindle hole a little tighter. So it's a minor thing. Minor thing. And if you look carefully under the light, you'll see that there's a little bit of surface markings on it. Again, not a lot of things. So I would say that in terms of the finish of the record, it's maybe an 8.5 out of 10. If I took out a half an hour point, half a point for the edge, half a point for the minor surface thing, it's very good. Let's see how flat this damn thing is. I'm going to just turn off the audio and just pay attention here. What I do is I go down all the way and I take a look at if the record's fluttering at all. Sorry, let me get down on my knee here. Okay, so yeah, there's a warp in this. It's a warp that doesn't leave the platter, but it's more than just I would say that the warp is maybe an 8 to an 8.5 out of 10. The warp is there. Is it going to affect sound? It's not going to affect sound. In terms of centering, it's as close to dead center as it can get. So you're looking at a 9 to 9.5. I'd say 9.5 out of 10, which is an excellent score for centering. Quality-wise, it sounds great. I have no problem whatsoever. There's no ear fatigue when I listen to it on headphones. It's enjoyable. Packaging. Okay. It was a paper inner sleeve, so I had to replace it. So right away, to me, I take a point off for that. Because why? Because I got to go out and I got to buy the inner sleeve now. So it's an expense that they could take away from me. Printed inner sleeve. So here, let me just, if you just give me one moment, I will use the album cam to show you this. So a printed inner sleeve. Okay. The other side has lyric sheet, which I like. I very much enjoy that. That reminds me very much of old school records, Takes me back to reading the lyric sheet on my Ozzy Osbourne and Iron Maiden records. The jacket is direct to board. It's nice. It's got a little bit of a gloss finish. I wouldn't call it, I don't know. I wouldn't call it like, higher level type of thing, but it's good. It's more than just a typical direct-to-board jacket. It's a good direct-to-board jacket as far as I'm concerned, okay? The booklet seems to be a deal. Comes with a fairly thick booklet, which I'm opening up for the first time, but it's got art. We're going to take a look. I mean, to me, right away, yeah, this is all art, which I dig very much. This certainly, to me, adds to the experience of listening to it on vinyl. Actually, this art is pretty detailed, so I can imagine getting high and just going real deep into it. This is the centerfold, you know? So it's hard for me not to be pleased with that. If this record cost under $30, it's great. If it costs under 25 Canadian, if it costs under 25 US, it's amazing. Okay, so $23.99 Canadian. $23.99 Canadian basically means the record costs $20 American. For $20 American, pick the record up immediately. If you were thinking about whether it's worth it or not, right? Because to me, there's always the bang for buck. Yeah, oh yeah. 23 Canadians, about $20 American. Pick it up without any problem whatsoever. It's a very well-pressed record and it sounds very good and certainly satisfied from that end. You see? All right. Those of you who like this kind of thing, who likes Idols? Who likes the Bee Gees? If you like Idols, you want to tune in on Friday. Friday, we're going to be listening to the new album, Idols, Crawler. Looking very forward to it. We have rights to it. We have the rights to publish. We're getting our show whitelisted. Everything's been cleared with management. So we're working this together, and I'm really looking forward to it. And
I'll buy that for $1.
It's going to be a party. I mean, it's going to be a party at least for me. I'm bringing my fucking party.
I'll bring the schmutz. You bring the cowbell.
Fucking right, Joe. A couple of days ago, yesterday, I woke up and imagined myself stage diving at an Idols show. That was really amazing. I haven't stage dove in 20 years, 25, long time. Used to do it though. First show I ever stage dove at was Anthrax, Among the Living tour. The first band I ever moshed to was Testament, because Testament was opening up for Anthrax during their Legacy tour. It was fucking awesome. I loved it. Also, for those of you who are on YouTube, check the channel and you'll see that we did an unboxing vid and a reaction vid to the first 2 Idols singles. Okay? So if you want to know about the quality of the record, go take a look at our channel and look for Idols Crawler unboxing. It's there. And it'll get you ready to get excited for Friday. You know what I'm saying? All right. So you guys decide if you want another album, Side Motorcycle, after this, just because you want to hang out. And if you don't, that's okay too. I'm just about ready to play side 2 for you. Looking forward to it. If you like what we do, newbies, well, you see what we do. Become a patron for as little as $2 or $5 a month at patreon.com/vinyljunkies. All right. Anybody want to buy me a drink? Tip your waiter. That's me. I'll keep doing the shows, all right? Thanks for hanging out, man. This is definitely the way I like to spend a Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to turn on my vape, okay? Do you mind if we get high together? Anybody feel like joining me? Does anybody want to get high with me? I plan to. So if you want, let's make it a community thing. What do you say? Smoke them if you got them.
Smoke them if you got them.
Yeah, you can consider me a fan of this. I dug it. Unapologetically catchy. Yeah, it's an interesting mishmash of elements that I've never heard put together quite this way. When some of you mentioned the glam elements, I get that too. Somebody mentioned ABBA. Okay, I can catch that as well. It's amazing to be able to get that from a band. I mean, of course, all of that will point directly to what people don't like about it. So in other words, it's probably all of those same elements that people like that people don't like. You know what I'm saying? Just a matter of personal taste. Me? Look, I'm a longtime fan of prog rock, so any band that reminds me of Marillion is going to get to me. Any band that reminds me of old Genesis, you know, some of those Dream Theater records. I don't like all of the Dream Theater records, but the one with that 9/11 song, I liked that one. I forgot what it was called. I forgot what that, Octavarium. If I ever find Octavarium on vinyl, that I would get, but I'm not sure I need anything else. So, it's reminding me of a lot of music that I've spent a lot of time listening to. That's nothing but a good thing. I mean, will I play this again? Yeah, sure, of course I'm going to play this again. The songs that I seemed to have liked the most, the marker, the magic marker, what's it called? The Sharpie came out and I put the little dot on Cirice. Is that the way it's pronounced? Cirice? And Majesty. Yeah, those are the two songs that stood out to me the most. And it immediately put me in a mood of like, okay, well, I feel like listening to more of this, you know? That's my idea of an effective record. All right, look at us. Everything in records time today. Maybe I'll go, I don't know, listen to some records. How's that? I'm obsessively staring at my Ring doorbell because I'm expecting a package. I'm just like, is it coming? Is it coming? Is it coming? There's a certain discomfort. It's not just anticipation. There's a certain discomfort to expecting a record or expecting a package of records. I hate like waiting for the doorbell. I hate it. It's like, will it scare me? It never scares me. But will it scare me? I think about these things. So I just stare at the fucking camera like a cat staring out a window. I never said I was a smart man. But I know my fucking priorities. Put a cookie in front of my dogs, they know what their priorities are. I got my priorities, they got theirs. Kabish? Who's tuning in tonight? Yeah? What are we doing tonight? Episode 608, it looks like. I'll see you then, all right? Oh, hi. It's time to go, Uma. It's time to go. I'll catch you tonight, okay, Uma? Okay. Bye.